What's going on, guys? Evolution here, and we are back with another assault weapons video for Battlefield 5, where we basically take a specific assault weapon and we talk about it in detail, and I give you guys my 2 cents on the weapon. So today we're going to be looking at the Gehwehr 1.5. This is the last basic vanilla assault weapon that you get. It's a semi-automatic with a fire rate of 360 and a magazine capacity of 31. So right off the bat, I have to say this is probably my favorite assault rifle at the moment in game. So let's go ahead and just take a look at specializations here. So I went with the right hand side here just because I don't really need any hip fire here. I don't need any of that because it's a semi-automatic rifle. You're not really gonna be hip firing. You can. It's possible. I've done it, but it's not recommended. So yeah, I just went with the usual accuracy, and then I went with a faster reload at the bottom there. And I don't know, it seems to work for me. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about combat for this weapon. So first things first, the scope I use is the 3x scope exclusively. I don't touch any other sight on this weapon, and that's just because I found that most of my engagements took place at a medium range. I had some enclosed engagements which I could still use the 3x if I'm careful, and I had some long range where I can tap fire with the 3x and it makes it a little bit easier. But definitely a 3x scope on this weapon, and I know you've heard me say that a lot about the assault weapons, but a medium range is where they shine. It's where they should shine. And yeah, I'd just recommend using the 3x on this weapon. So if you do get into close combat with this weapon, it's actually pretty decent because of that fire rate. You can really spam, and if worst comes to worst, you can hip fire with this weapon. It's not super consistent. I would describe it as unreliable at best, but it is possible. It is doable. So if you're really wanting to be aggressive, you're really wanting to push, I believe you can do that with this weapon. You just have to, you know, I don't know, let's say relax a little bit. When you're doing it, you're not going to be running straight into people, especially SMGs, and just absolutely destroying them. But it is doable to push and be aggressive with this weapon. And then at medium range, as I said, that is where this weapon shines. It really, really dominates because you have those 31 rounds, because of the damage being so high and the fire rate. This is a very strong weapon at medium range. Being able to pick off 2 or 3 enemies before they even know what happened to you in most cases, especially if you're coming from the side or the flank. It is a very, very strong weapon at medium range. And at long range, you can tap fire, right? Like any weapon in the game, you can tap fire, hit those shots, especially if they're lying prone or standing still. You can take people out at long range. No surprise there, especially with a semi-automatic rifle. I would say it's a little bit weaker than the other Gehwehr, the STG, surprisingly. It's a little bit weaker than that at long range. And the M1A1, it's definitely weaker than those 3, but it does its job, and it does it pretty well. If you're having trouble with this weapon, one thing I would suggest is just kind of clearing, then pushing, clear, push, so you're not getting super aggressive with it. You're staying at that medium range, and you're just picking people off, really, and then pushing up and taking the site. You're not just running in while their whole team is there, because you're not going to succeed with this weapon if you do that. It's definitely a clear and push weapon. If you have not tried this weapon, I highly suggest doing so, especially if you struggle with semi-automatic rifles. This is one that kind of fits in between a fully automatic and a semi-automatic. For me, at least, just the way it played, it really felt like something in between, and something I could actually manage, because the problem for me mostly with semi-automatic rifles is the low magazine size. That really makes me struggle with them. But this has 31 rounds, so It really, really helped, and it was really, really fun. Definitely try it out. And let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments below. Did you try this weapon? Are you going to try this weapon? What do you think about this weapon? Well, I think that's actually going to be it for this video, and actually all of the vanilla assault weapons in Battlefield 5. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll have more weapons coming to you soon.
Keep playing for your heroes, live through circuits, run out of routine, find your purpose.